Hello, I'm really excited for you to see this train. There's two things I want to point out in this quick intro before you actually get to the video. When you go to your basic site, the Sealy by Design home site, if you go up to Opportunity Prosperity Plan, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you're going to see the Prosperity Plan chart and a place to download the chart. If you haven't done that already, I highly encourage you to do that before watching this training so you have the chart to reference as you're going through the training. The other thing is, when you log into your back office, okay, this is something you're going to want to go back to after you finish this video, but I want to show you where this is at. If you go over here to commissions, you go to commissions, and then there's volumes here. Go to volumes, and you're going to see that this is set up on binary volume. Okay, that's your binary tree. You can click it over your sponsor tree. That's going to be your sponsor tree volume. And when you do that, what you're going to see here, this column right here, by leg, this is how you can actually view what we're going to talk about in this video. So really important that you know how to find the information after you go through this video. Now you can find it for yourself where all that information is. The other thing I do mention real quick on the video is on the binary. You go to graphical, or let me go back up, organization, excuse me, graphical downline. And over here is that toggle I mentioned in the video of the training. You can change that from binary tree to sponsor tree. And when you do that, there it goes. You can see the different legs in your sponsor tree. So hopefully that will help you out as well. All right, enjoy the video. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody. My name is Guy Berlando, C7 here at Sealy by Design. The purpose of this short training video, hopefully it's going to be short, is to help you understand the difference between sponsor tree and binary tree volume. They're two completely different things, and sometimes people get a little confused about it, especially if they're new to this type of compensation plan. One of the things you're going to want to do is download this Sealy Prosperity Plan chart. You can get it on the front part of the site. You go to Opportunity, Prosperity Plan, scroll all the way down. You can find this chart right there. You're going to want to print it out and have it in front of you. So if you don't have that already, I encourage you to stop the video, download it, print it out, have it on your phone, something so you can see this chart. It's really important to understand where these numbers that I'm going to be going through actually come from. Now, when we talk about team commissions, your left and your right leg, for instance, that is just one way we get paid. But how much you get paid from that depends upon your rank. As we know, the binary pays 10 all the way up to 20%. So 10% starts at C2, and C12 is going to pay you out at 20% on the lesser leg volume. Again, this is not that type of a training. I've got other trainings on my Sealy Guy YouTube channel. I encourage you to check those out. When you come down to here, so how do you make rank to determine for that 10 to 20% where you fall in? How you make rank is at the bottom part of this chart, rank qualifications. And if you look at C2 right here, you got to have the binary, so you got 2 customers and 2 members. And you have to have 600 in volume. At C3, 3 customers, 3 members, and 2,000 in volume. And at C4, 4 customers, 4 members, and 5,000. Now, if you're in Europe, you do not have a customer requirement, or outside of the United States. So that's wonderful. That's one less thing that you guys and gals have to worry about. But for us in the United States, we do have to worry about the customers. The good news, at C4, it's 4 customers, and it's 4 customers all the way up to C12. So you never have to have more than 4 customers here. All right, so that's really important to understand. So let's say you just got started. Let's just say that this is October 1st. All right, it's the first day of the month. We got 31 days in the month. This is day 1 of your business. You just got started and you're excited. So you go out and start sharing this. We teach people, get your 2, right? So let's say this is you down here and you're excited. You do a VGO, whatever, you throw a whole bunch of people in a room, you do it live, you do it virtual, we don't care. You just start sharing. You're sharing your excitement and your passion for what you found. And you find 2 people, and let's say this is Jim, and this is Sally. Now, as we all know, in a binary, it's 2 legs, right? So you got your left sales team and your right sales team. So let's just up here put down Jim, and let's put down Sally, because those are the people that you just sponsored. Now, let's say Jim's a firecracker and he goes out in his very first week, sponsors George, sponsors Tim, sponsors Mary, and sponsors Carmen. Great. Sally, she did okay. She got started. She's excited to make money too. So she sponsored Jill. She sponsored Bob and Sue. All right. Now notice we've got names in here. We don't have any names in here yet. All right. So we're going to fill out. This is the binary. Jim and Sally. Well, we got two names. We haven't added the names in blue yet. But Jim has these people underneath him, and Sally has these people underneath her. This is one of your sponsor tree legs. You sponsored Jim, this is his leg of business. You sponsored Sally, this is Sally's leg of business. Now, if we want to, we can start dropping them in on the left and right side. And so let's say we put George right here, and we put Tim underneath George. And on his right side, we put Mary. It doesn't matter if you can't read this. And Carmen. Okay? And now Sally, we put Jill. And we put Bob. That's supposed to be a B. Right? Now, there is a strategy on how to build out a binary. That's not what this training's about either. But just make sure you're working with especially if you're brand new, with an upline, somebody that's plugged in that understands how the strategy behind building out the binary. All right, but that's not the importance of this training video. Now, let's say you got oh my God, Alan. Okay. You go out and you sponsor a third person on your following week, and that's Alan. And Alan sponsors Jack, or use Jill, so I can't use Jack and Jill, just kidding. And then we also sponsored Sam. All right? Now, Alan did great, but that same week he also sponsored a Jeff. Okay? And Jeff, as of right now, hasn't sponsored anybody. But you put in, let's say, Alan. And there's also a strategy behind the holding tank. Again, that's not what the purpose of this training video is. I have another one on my Sealy Guy YouTube channel I encourage you to check out. And let's say you also put down Jeff here. All right? Remember, the purpose of this is to understand the difference between the binary and sponsor tree volume. So this is the binary, this is going to be your sponsor tree. I'm showing you how it builds out. So you put Alan and Jeff down in here, and now Alan is going to go ahead and place his first person, Jack. Well, he's only got two positions underneath him, and this one's already been filled because you put the person in there already. So the first place that Alan can put somebody in on his right side is underneath Jeff, right? So that's Jack. And then over here, let's put Sam. All right? Now, each person came into the business some way. Each way that they came in had associated amount of volume with it. The Consumer Pack 67, the Intro Pack 225, the Networker Pack 450, and the Pro Pack 675 in volume. I'm not going to go through and try to figure out, hey, what did each one of these come in? Because I want to keep the math kind of simple. So let's say Jim came in with something, and George and Tim and Mary, and all that combined equals out at 4,000 volume. I'm going to use round numbers to keep the math simple, all right? So all people combined here in Jim's, which is one of your sponsor tree legs, is 4,000. And let's say Sally's combination here is 1,000. All right? And Alan's here is 300. And obviously Jeff is 0. Well, if we add that up, that's 5,300. Let me get another marker. That's 5,300 sponsor tree volume. 4,000 plus 1,000 plus 300 is 5,300 in sponsor tree volume. How it would look on your binary, and this is not a binary training again, but just in case you're wondering, you'd have 4,000 on your left side and you'd have 1,300 on your right side. Remember, sponsor tree does not care about left and right. That is just for the team commissions, the one way that we're paid under the bonuses and commissions on the prosperity plan chart. So your total volume is 5,300. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sponsored members. Let's just assume you got your 4 customers. So if you look under C4 right here, you got to have 4 customers, 4 members. You got that. You got to have 5,000 in volume. You got 5,300. Congratulations. Oh, but wait a second. There's a caveat down here in the next line. It says 70%. What does that mean? That means out of your largest leg, sponsor tree leg, you can only have 70% of 5,000. I'll do the math for you. 70% of 5,000 is 3,500 in volume. If you look at Jim over here, he's got 4,000. That's more than 3,500. So even though he has 4,000, only 3,500 can count towards C4 volume. The max he can have out of one leg is 70% of 5,000. That's 3,500. Even though there's 4,000 in there, you're going to get paid on that here in the team commission. But to determine your rank, you can only use 3,500 out of that because of that 70%. So now instead of 5,300, what you really have here is 4,800. And guess what? You are 200 volume short. You're 200 BV short in your sponsor tree volume. That could be an issue. So let's get Jeff into this whole business, right? So let's say we get Jeff to sponsor a Pro Pack. That's 675 in volume, right? That is wonderful. Let's say he sponsors Chris with a Pro Pack. So now, let's just round it up to 700, okay? What do you say? We'll round that up to 700 in volume. Now if you add up this, you got 1,300 plus 700 is 2,000 in volume. If you add 2,000 to the 3,500, the max that can come out of Jim's leg here, guess what? Not 4,800. Now you have a total of 5,500. And that's greater than 5,000. Now you got your C4. You got your 4 customers, you got your 4 members, and your total in sponsor tree volume is 5,500 with the max coming out of one leg of 3,500. And that is the difference between the sponsor tree and the binary tree volumes. This is left and right. This is going to add up now. We just said 2,000, right? So if this all happened in the same week, because this is a weekly bonus, this is done out for the entire month. So sponsor tree volume is based on the month. At the end of the month, that all resets back to 0, and you got to rebuild it back up again. The binary, this is paid out weekly. So it wouldn't be 4 and 2, but let's just say that this all happened in your 1 week. Then you would have 4,000, 2,000. C4 is going to pay out at 12%. So 12% of 2,000 is how much you would make on the team commission that week. All right. So understand, sponsor tree volume is completely different than binary tree. There is no left or right with the sponsor tree. In fact, if you go into the back office, you look under graphical downline, it defaults to binary, but there's a toggle. You can switch it to sponsor tree, and when you do that, you're going to see it laid out like this, all right, with each leg of business and the people underneath. So just understand, and now as you go up in the compensation plan, let's say to C5, 4 customers, 5 members, but now the split is what we call it 65% rather than 70%. The volume for C5, looking at your chart, is 15,000. 65% of that, I believe, is 9750. So now the max that could come out of one leg is 9750. The other, whatever that is, 5350, has got to come out of the other legs combined. But just like this example, you can just extrapolate that out for every single rank. I really hope that helps you out to understand sponsor tree volume versus binary tree volume. If you have any questions, work with your upline, or please feel free to reach out to me directly as well. Thank you.